A couple of years ago in my business, I had my first 100K month. I couldn't believe it. And since then, I've done this a couple of other times. But with this level of success came a few unexpected obstacles and thoughts that I've been navigating for the last couple of years. And so in this video, I want to unpack a few things surrounding the concept of chasing money, how becoming too attached to your goals in an unhealthy way will actually see you not achieve them, and what I did to let go of this unhealthy attachment. I promise you, if you're a business owner, you'll probably encounter a few things in this video that you needed to hear. So let's dive in. One of those obstacles that came up for me was I got so attached to the concept of I need to do this again. I need to be making 100K per month in my business consistently. We always assign an income level with our next version of success. And naturally so, we want to feel like we're always growing and progressing, and seeing numbers go up in our bank account is the easiest representation of that. But what happens is we start to attach our worth to our income a little too much. Oh, my bank account went up today because I booked a client. I'm successful, I'm happy, things are going so well in my business. Oh, my bank account went down today. That sucks. What am I doing wrong? The client ghosted me. That client went to another photographer. Am I not good enough? Are my prices too high? We can have such extreme ups and downs with our emotions based on what's happening in our business. And so I noticed myself getting way too attached to trying to make 100K per month. I was putting so much pressure on this goal because I felt like that was the next version of success for me. What happens though when we get attached to things is we create a lot of resistance to that thing, which as a result blocks us from getting that thing. It's kind of ironic. And the reason for this is because of the pressure we put on achieving that goal and what happens if we don't achieve it. Now, there are two things that can happen in this scenario. A, you operate out of a desperate, needy energy, which leaks into everything that you do. And people can feel that through the way you show up online. Energy doesn't lie. Or B, you have this feeling of feeling stuck due to you being too afraid to even take action because you're afraid of not reaching that goal. And therefore, you're going to feel sad and disappointed if you don't reach it, and you don't want to feel like that. Or you're simply just trying to keep yourself busy by doing tasks that make you feel like you're being productive, but it's doing shit all for your business. In other words, you avoid taking the necessary action altogether because then you don't have to deal with the possibility of it not going your way. So for scenario A, the easiest way to explain this is with a dating analogy. You go on a date with someone and you realize you actually really like them. Like you're already forming pictures in your mind of you two being in a relationship. You haven't had a partner in years and you really want this to work out. In fact, you need it to work out. You're becoming attached because of your strong emotional connection to the outcome. Meaning, if this person does like you back and you get into a relationship, you're going to be the happiest person in the world. But if they don't like you back, you're going to get all caught up in your feelings and you're going to feel really sad. It's going to make you think no one wants you, that you're not good enough. And therefore, some of the actions you take towards this person may make you seem desperate and needy because of your unhealthy attachment to the outcome. Maybe you text them a little bit too much. You make it mean something when they don't reply in a timely manner or say they can't meet up because they're busy. You can apply the same thing to business. I really need this client to make me feel like I'm successful. I really need to earn 100K this month to make me feel like I'm successful. I really need people to engage with my content every day to make me feel like I'm worthy and that people care about me. Now, scenario B. And this is another common situation that people find themselves in, including myself. You avoid taking the necessary action that could actually bring about the result you desire. This is why you get the feeling of, I feel stuck in my business. Especially when you've created a certain amount of success for yourself, you now have something to lose. See, when you start your business, you're so wide-eyed and excited that you kind of don't care too much because you've got nothing to lose. But when you've actually built something you're so proud of, you've established yourself in the industry, you're earning well, this can make you afraid to take bolder action because you have a lot more on the line. You have a lot more to lose. Oh, if I say this on social media and people don't like it, I might get canceled, or I'll have people unfollow me, or maybe I'll even lose clients. And it was this scenario that I found myself in, and sometimes still do. Because let's take, for example, earning 100K per month. You have to operate differently to get these kinds of results. You're required to have a certain level of courage and conviction to bring about those results on a consistent basis. The person who makes 10K per month is not the same person who makes 100K per month. And the difference is in their level of courage and self-belief. The difference is how their mind operates. That's why you could literally be handed the strategy of someone who makes 100K per month, but you wouldn't be able to replicate it because of your own self-concept, because of your beliefs, your values. This is why business is a personal development journey. And it's a major reason why I went into coaching, because I know that success is unlocked by doing the inner work, not by simply implementing a strategy without the appropriate inner work to accompany it. The strategy and the inner work complement each other. Now, back to where I said, you're required to have a certain level of courage and conviction to bring about those results on a consistent basis. It's also the consistency part that trips people up. You have a phone call with a lead and you think it went really well. You send them a proposal, but you never hear back from them. So you think to yourself, are my prices too high? Did I not communicate my value well enough? Is my work good enough? Am I good enough? And now you see them working with another photographer that you know months later. You made that negative result mean something about you. You make a post on social media talking about, your pre-production process, but you didn't get any engagement. Oh, people mustn't want to know about that. I'm never talking about that again. When in reality, it's mainly other photographers who are commenting on all your posts who aren't even paying your bills, and now you feel sad that you didn't get validated in the form of comments, so therefore you should never talk about that ever again. Whereas your pre-production process is a highly valuable part of your service that brands need to know about and is 100% something that you should be talking about in your content. But the thing is, brands realistically don't have time to be commenting on your photography posts. However, they're silently watching you. But because you don't have physical evidence of this, you assume that kind of content is a piece of shit. And you've made your lack of engagement mean something about you. So back to the consistency part. Consistency means showing up even when you don't see the evidence of it working straight away. And this is where that chasing and attachment comes into play, because we want that short-term satisfaction and validation to know that we're doing a good job, to give us permission to try again. I got so attached to wanting to make 100K per month, and it was like I was expecting it to happen in such a short amount of time, but my actions and my mindset was so unaligned to that goal. In other words, I wasn't willing to do the things to actually make that happen again and again and again. I wasn't willing to get outside my comfort zone because of fear, and that makes total sense. When you're unwilling to do the next level things to bring about that next level success, well, of course you're going to remain stuck where you are. And further to that, when we put our desires and goals on a pedestal and we approach them with this chasing energy, we increase our fear around not having that thing because we're too attached. Oh, if I don't make 100K this month, I'm going to feel sad, and it means I'm not growing or reaching my next level of success. And so with every passing month, you don't hit that certain income goal, you end up feeling more shit about yourself and that things just aren't working. And therefore, we avoid altogether doing the actual work that will lead us to that goal. Because if we don't achieve it, we know we're going to feel down and disappointed. We're going to make it mean something about us. And so what happened is I realized that my attachment to making 100K per month was making me unhappy, because with every month that it didn't happen, I felt a little shit about it. And I got frustrated, and it distracted me from what was actually important to me and what my own definition of success was. And all your attachment to money does is make you want more and more, because now you've linked your happiness and your self-worth to a number in your bank account or a number on a profit and loss statement. And this is where you say to yourself, when I make X amount, I'll be happy. When I make X amount, I'll relax more. When I make X amount, I'll go make more effort with my relationships again, whatever. And that was a pattern I was noticing within myself, and it's a very dangerous road to go down in your business. And what happens, it not only can cause you to destroy relationships with those around you because you're simply not present, but most importantly, it can destroy the relationship you have with yourself. And your relationship to self is the reason why either you thrive and get everything you want, or it's the reason you continue to feel stuck. And that is because your self-worth is attached to an outcome. And when it came to my attachment to money, I was so tired of chasing. Chasing is exhausting. I'm sure if you've ever tried to chase a guy or a girl who is just not interested in you, it's bloody exhausting and it gets you nowhere. So here's what I did to address my unhealthy attachment to money. I got really clear on what my values and priorities are, and I worked on releasing them and letting go of that goal. Now, I don't mean letting go as in you stop wanting it. Because here's the thing, you can still want that 100K per month, and so you should. It's okay to want more for yourself. But I let go of the attachment to that goal. For some reason, I thought 100K per month would bring me total happiness. I was like, when I'm earning 100K, that's when things are going to feel comfortable. I can sit back and relax a little bit more. Life is going to be so good. Now, of course, more money does mean more opportunity. I'm definitely not going to deny that. And with more opportunities comes incredible life upgrades, which impacts your life in the most positive way. And I do believe we should always strive for the life upgrades we desire. But at the same time, it's also important to intrinsically understand what our core values and priorities are. Because at the end of the day, life is incredibly short. And if you're constantly attaching your happiness and worth to the next thing, you're actually never truly happy. And that is why we focus on our inner peace. And this is something I realized I did not have in my life, and it was something that I was craving. So what does inner peace actually mean? Inner peace is when you can return to a state of calm, both psychologically and spiritually, regardless of what obstacles and stresses are in your life. It is when you are at your most optimal state of being. And this is why working on your emotional intelligence is so damn important, because it's doing this work that will help you return to a state of inner peace on a consistent basis. For example, do you find yourself reacting to a lot of things? Hanging on to things people said, how people treated you. Maybe you're hypersensitive to a lot of things and what people say. And so when an unfavorable or stressful event happens, you project your feelings onto others or onto the situation. You let it consume you. You worry a lot. You're anxious. You make excuses. Maybe you become angry. That used to be me. And I see these patterns happen in other people. Sure, there are things I still react to. There are things that still stress me out. But I deal with these things so much better and more quickly so I can return to my state of calm, my state of inner peace. And this is the most freeing and empowering thing you will feel when you realize that you are in control of your emotions and nothing can touch you. Because when you're constantly reacting to things, you're getting triggered and being sensitive and angry at everything, it's exhausting. And it doesn't make you a person that people want to be around. And you'll probably find that you don't even like yourself. And so let's bring this back to the concept of chasing things and attachment. You cannot operate from a state of inner peace when you are attached and chasing things in an unhealthy way, because your business is going to thrive so much more, and you are going to have the most fulfilling life when you operate from your state of inner peace. And it took me just over 5 years of being in business. This is my 7th year, and a lot of inner work to get myself to this place. And what I have found is that I'm just so content with my life. I am so much more open, and this has been the most freeing thing. Do I still have big goals? Absolutely. You get to have both. You get to be so incredibly ambitious. You get to have those incredible goals you're working towards, but you also get to live your life right now and be the happiest you've ever been without needing the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Now, a lot of you might be saying to yourself, oh my God, Amanda, I needed to hear this today. Thank you. This is the exact reminder that I needed. But even though you've watched this video and you've taken this all in, nothing is actually going to change unless you go away and do the inner work. So what does the inner work actually mean? It means evaluating yourself on the deepest level on a consistent basis. It's mastering your emotions and thoughts and your beliefs with the goal of being able to constantly return to your state of inner peace. It means confronting why things trigger you, understanding and identifying what is actually blocking you on a subconscious level, so that when you're confronted by a stressful or difficult situation, you don't spiral out of control. And so you can actually get the most out of this very short life that we have. I could honestly go on, but I'm gonna cap it there. I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you found it impactful. But most of all, I hope that it encourages you to actually go away and do the inner work. And this inner work never stops because you are constantly evolving. The inner work has to evolve with you. If you took something away from this video, I would love to hear what that is in the comments below. We can have a chat. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.